Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our second episode of the Slum God podcast. We are your hosts. I am Stone Swayze.
I'm Thieves.
Today, we're just going to be talking about that fight that just recently happened. Big fight with Javante Tank Davis and Hector Luis Garcia, setting up the mega fight for Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. Thieves, what were your thoughts about the knockout?
Thought it was pretty interesting. Of course, sets a big step up or like setup for the fight with Ryan Garcia, which we still don't know for sure is even going to happen.
That's
Which is
true.
one topic that we probably have to discuss during this because does Ryan Garcia really want that smoke? Uh,
Yeah, that's a
is it
great
really?
point.
Um, but overall, the fight was great. I feel like Durante showed a little bit of wear and tear, to be honest. 7 rounds, it's pretty deep into the fight.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean that's typically when it gets started. Though he likes to wear down his opponents. Now I don't know if that strategy is going to be effective against Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia is a very fast puncher, and
yes.
or like any of the other lightweights for that matter. They like to bank those early rounds. But what are you thinking about Tank? Do you think he's like a small Mike Tyson? Like, do you think he really packs that punch? Really has that?
No,
Really
ideally,
is. Do
that,
you think the name fits him as far as Tank goes?
I don't think we can put Tank because we really haven't seen him take hits like that, if that makes sense. Uh, as far as taking a beating, I feel like Tanks are known to be sturdy, big,
Mm,
pack a punch. And like you said, it's not like he's knocking people out in the first 2 rounds or something like that. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Mid fight knockouts. Um, you know what I mean? So I feel like with Mike Tyson, the fight could end within the first 10 seconds of the fight.
yeah,
Now I'm not saying he's gonna have that power, obviously, with him being a lightweight, but
yeah.
uh, I don't. I just don't think the power is up there for a Tank. But he still looked impressive. I still think he looked impressive. The stoppage was kind of weird. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
they
So
stopped
do
they
you think
stopped.
he's like he has like more of a Canelo fighting style where he like wears you down and then mauls you when he gets to
Yeah, exactly. That's
okay.
exactly how he likes to fight. I think he likes to. He still throws a lot of power punches, which people are gonna feel that throughout the fight. But I think he's
Mhm.
still looking to knock people out and
Yeah.
looking to set up those power punches. Which I guess if you think about it in that aspect, and Tank fit is a good fit for that.
Well, I mean, yeah, and he has like probably the highest KO percentage for all the lightweights out there right now, and I think he really goes in there trying to hurt people. But back to the knockout though. You said it was kind of weird, like how the fight stopped.
Yeah, because it was the just prior they had the stoppage because people were fighting in the crowd, and it kind of just gave me remnants of like a couple years ago when the stadium at the Super Bowl's lights went out and all of a sudden the game flipped over. You know what I mean, that type of
Yeah,
thing. Not saying that it changed the outcome at all, but it was just a kind of weird setup to what
yeah. They
what but
had a little nigga moment there with
but I
Meek Mill and Gary Russell Jr.'s team getting into a little scuffle over an argument, which I mean, though when I was watching it live, I was I saw Gervonta, he turned around, he's like, "What the hell going?" Like I thought like
yeah
some shooting stuff was going on or something like that. You know what I'm
I
saying? So like we got to
yeah
make sure the fighters are safe. But I do think it gave Tank time to rest up a little bit more. Well, it gave both the fighters time to rest up more than they had on the stool.
that's true, but
Uh,
I think it definitely favored Javante
Tank.
a little, just slightly more. I'm not saying that it. change the fight in any way. But
Yeah,
I'm not
it
saying.
was very confusing to say the least. And
Some people are arguing that should they even have stopped the fight for something that was outside of it, which I think is not a good argument at
argument.
all, because you never know what's going on,
Yeah,
especially with
exactly.
that situation. It's better, like you said, to keep the fighters safe, not only the fighters but the crowd safe. You never know what's going on in that point in time.
Yeah, and the fact that like I don't know, you could see the crowd moving behind the fight, like you could see people like running
This
across. I'm
shit was like a WWE episode or
yeah, it's
something.
like what the hell is going on back
Like,
there?
oh, who's coming out? Who's coming out here?
Yeah,
Who is this?
yeah, and
It's Meek
like
Mill. Oh no!
yeah, oh my God, it's Big Bill. It's Big Bill. Oh, Jr. But yeah, no, it was completely unnecessary. It was kind of embarrassing. Doing way too much.
Yeah, there's literally no reason for it, but I still think it made for good TV, I guess.
Yeah, and he got kicked out right before the knockout too, which is
Yeah.
pretty. It sucks for them, but that's what you get when you don't know how to act. Shouts out to Fight Hub TV.
So overall, I thought it was like a good fight. Obviously, it was just a precursor to what is going to be hopefully happening as soon as April. I don't know if if he'll be down to do that. Do you think that's achievable?
That's a good question.
That gives them what 3 months to prepare for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, and to say the least, like I mean, to just going back to the the knockout really quick. When he got hit at the top of the head, when he dropped his knees a little bit, I knew that it was kind of a wrap for him. Like, Buddy said he couldn't see out of his eye. He's like, yo no veo. What boy couldn't see? He couldn't see at all. He tried walking over to Tank's corner and everything. After that, I knew it was a wrap.
Yeah, but why wouldn't the ref be able to notice that type of stuff though? When it was kind of obvious, you know what I mean? Why was it necessary for him?
I don't think he knew that it was completely like a stoppable action, because he probably just thought Buddy was concussed, a little confused.
Even then, you got to protect the fighters from themselves.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't see it. He got out of the round on his feet. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get knocked down.
Feet doesn't always mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Like basically that he's not in danger. You know what I mean?
I mean, and that's the thing though. It's like with Tank and Ryan, it's like Ryan was knocked down by Luke Campbell. You know what I'm saying? So like, if Tank catches you, it's going to be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Ryan has the chin for that, which is why I think Oscar wasn't trying to put him in there so quick with Tank.
But at the same time, he has to prove himself against somebody like Durante to feel. I feel like he still doesn't get a credit. People think he's just like a pretty boy, like YouTube social media star.
Yeah.
Basically, definitely better than Jake Paul, as at least the view is from other people that he's
Mhm.
better than Jake Paul, but that he's not like a serious, um, champion. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes people try to knock him. If he beats somebody like Gervonta Davis, then there's no denying it that he's the real deal.
Yeah, but I think you don't think he's biting off more than he can chew. You know what I mean? I mean, he only has like 19 wins or something like that. He's not
That's
been in the
true.
game that long.
That's true, but I mean, he has quicker hand speed than Gervonta. Now, that's give or take. Gervonta obviously has more power. I feel like Ryan Garcia is definitely more technical.
Mm-hmm.
Gervonta's chin is definitely a lot better than Ryan Garcia. So there's things that Ryan Garcia can do better than Gervonta. Can he do those better enough to win the actual boxing match? Can he dance around and win based off points? Can he go that route?
Yeah.
Um, and he has enough power behind him. I mean, the Ryan Garcia's power is definitely underrated. So
Yeah, but he's been fighting scrubs. Like granted, like hasn't been fighting the highest of competition either. But like he's been KOing these guys. Ryan hasn't. But it leads me to my going back to your other point now. Do it. We think the fight's going to get made now. They're on two different networks, so you already know that gets
yeah, it's
always gets like
all the wrong
shambly.
glove size, wrong weight.
Yeah,
They're
it's
off by 2 pounds that they want to weigh, like literally just nitpicking every little thing, percent shares, all that shit.
well, I mean, yeah, that you want to protect your investment, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They
for
know
sure.
Ryan Garcia is like one of their top prospects for DAZN, and I don't know if they're going to be willing to take that risk yet until they get all the money out of them that they can. Because in boxing, one loss is like way more than, which I don't get completely. I mean, I feel like if you have one loss, it isn't that bad. But in boxing, it drops your stock
I feel like
a lot.
The reason why that is though is because you're like old news at that point in time. You lost your old news. Same way we do this podcasting thing. We're all by 2 days of some current event. We can no longer report on it because it's like no one cares about it 2 days later. So no one cares about a boxer once they lose once they lose twice.
You can't say that about Canelo though. Like there's these stars that like it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying?
But one of the things
is going to be Canelo, and he has 2 L's on his record, and people still love him.
Yeah, but I feel like, for example, Deontay Wilder is a phenomenal boxer, and we've had this discussion before where I feel like the Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fight, people watch it now, but no one really cares about it anymore, is what I'm saying.
I think it's still a good, like, I think a lot of people still want that fight to happen. Like, I think that people would pay to watch that.
I don't think so. You got Anthony Joshua over here.
That's still like one of the biggest fights in boxing right now. Like,
biggest fight in boxing, and not even
it's
top
one of the biggest fights in boxing because
everybody
loves the heavyweights. We put our black heavyweight against UK's black heavyweight, best black heavyweight. People are gonna pay to see it.
Yeah,
everybody knows Deontay, especially after what Deontay Wilder just did. He just slept Hellenius in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but see, this is my argument: is that fight, right? I don't believe truly that it would be even considered top 5 possible matchup at this point in time. You know what I mean? Like out of all, if you fucking try to, Crawford versus Haney, that type of stuff. If you built theoretical fights, I don't think it'd be top 5 right now. Now, back in the day when they were undefeated, that would have easily been the top fight. I don't think there was a fight at that point in time that would have sold better. Except for maybe Mayweather, because Mayweather was still hanging around, but it was, just him earning easy money at that point in time. But now that they both got multiple losses, everybody sees their flaws. Is it Is it really a top five fight that people would want to see anymore?
It is because they're gonna solidify their legacy against each other. We all want to see the top people around that era still fight each other. But the
And
thing
what's
is,
the legacy? Like, oh, I
the
was
thing
better
is,
than.
once AJ gets a good win under his belt, people are gonna want to see that fight again, and that's what Deontay's been asking for. Anthony Joshua doesn't want that smoke right now. He's coming off of 2 straight losses. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I mean, but why wouldn't he? Because I mean, it's obvious that his career is not
protect
heading
the
in the direction.
money. The boy, what he
But this
fights
is,
once a year now. He wants to protect that money, bro.
excuse me. Yeah. So, but see, if we relate it back to the Davis and Garcia fight, Ryan Garcia fight, not the Garcia fight that he just had. What bigger fight is he gonna have? He can make more money off this one fight and not have to fight 4 fights. You know what I mean? So wouldn't you want easy money? You want to make one fight for 4?
I mean, they still want that AJ Tyson Fury fight. They were trying to make that before Usyk. He had to
Wants to
fight
see
Usyk.
that. Nobody wants to see that.
The Brits want to see that.
Of course, the Brits will want to see it. I mean, yeah, the Brits will want to see it, but we know Tyson Fury coming out on top there. I mean, he showed you. He beat Deontay Wilder, and Wilder is arguably just as strong, if not.
That being said, do you think people would want to see a Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 4?
No.
This is great to hear because, like, I know that you're more of a casual boxing fan.
Yeah, for sure. So
I know that people would love to see Deontay Wilder fight Tyson Fury just one more time. The actual
you boxing fans, casual boxing fans don't want to see that shit anymore, which is good because we have both of those perspectives, and that's why I'm trying to make it like, especially casual boxing fans want to see the new. It's moving quickly. They want to see the new matchups. They don't want to see Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury go at it for a 4th time, especially when a lot of people think he lost 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
they thought that tie shouldn't even been a tie. So it's like, once you see that type of stuff, you don't want to see that matchup.
I disagree. I personally think Deontay Wilder won the first match. And
yeah,
you guys can argue with me down in the comment section. I don't care.
But like, if you get like Usyk and Fury, right? If you get those 2, and say Fury somehow magically wins against Usyk, and then you get Usyk versus Wilder randomly, like these are like super hypothetical matchups.
So who do you got winning that match then?
If it was Usyk and Fury, I still like no. I mean, because realistically, you probably won't get it for like another 1.5 years, 2 years.
No, that's right around the corner.
You think it will?
Yeah, they're already talking about it. They're in talks already.
So if it wasn't, here's my answer then. If it does happen within the next year, then I think Tyson Fury has a good chance of winning. I mean, we see him going against Power. Obviously, we see him going against Deontay Wilder. Usyk is probably more skilled than Wilder, but we've seen that Tyson Fury can deal with the power punches. Tyson Fury is very technical. I feel like he has a good chin. He could find out a way to win. But anything past that, I feel like the older you're gonna get, I feel like Usyk would just be able to win, even though they're around the same age. There's not a huge age gap. I still feel like Usyk would win if it happened anything past a year.
So you think
I think Fury would win. Yeah, Fury would win if this fight happens within the next few months.
Oh, well, what makes you say that? What makes you say that?
Because like I said, I feel like
skillful and he can take the power.
Yeah, he can take the power. I feel like in his tall stature gives him a slight advantage.
But Usyk is not a power puncher anyway, so he wins on the cards. He doesn't really knock people out.
Let me see this record.
That being said, I think it's not gonna be an entertaining fight for casuals. Let's just say that. for a hardcore boxing fan, because it's going to be a lot of dancing. It's going to be a lot of hugging, a lot of mauling. It's going to be that. It's not
Okay,
going to be
so
like,
Usyk's
because
won
with the
13 of
Deontay
his 19.
Wilder, with the
No,
Deontay
no.
Wilder and the Fury fight, it's good for casuals because you got a black person versus a white person. That's automatically going to sell immediately.
Yeah,
And
no, for
then
sure.
you got two big ass heavyweights. Now Usyk is small as hell. The only thing you're expecting is Fury to possibly knock out Usyk, and that's not going to happen. He's a moving target. He's very hard to hit, and that's the reason why AJ had that little hissy fit after he lost the second time.
Yeah,
because he couldn't hit him. He couldn't pin down the target. It's a moving target.
okay, but we have to stop comparing because Tyson Fury is definitely better than Anthony Joshua. So you got to throw that out the window. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think Tyson he's just so fucking big, man. It's like, it's really, if Usyk keeps going to the body, maybe he has a chance.
No, I don't think. I don't even think you get him if you go for the body. I feel like that's worse. But fucking Fury's built like a damn bowling pin. It's like you have a fucking huge ass butt and shit like that, bro. You want to be punching that shit the whole time? Hella fat
Well, I mean,
muscle
yeah.
right there.
The fact is, he's not going to be like. It's going to be hard for him to hit him in the head.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be. That's why I think Fury could win. I mean,
but it's not going to be like one of those slugfests. It's going to be one of those things where it goes to the cards. You know what I'm saying? And like, the judges will decide. It's not going to be.
But I mean, if you think about it, Fury has been in a lot of those brawl fights. You know what I mean? Fury is the one that is that type of style of fighting, and Usyk, I feel like would be open to exchanging that type of thing. Now, granted, I don't think it'd be smart of him to do so, but I feel like he would be able to engage in that type of combat. So I think there's a setup for a slugfest, even though none of them might get knocked out. But I think that could still be a fight possibility.
You can get bloody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, I wouldn't rule Fury out, but I think I got Usyk taking that. Just because I think he's the smartest fighter in the heavyweight division. Now Tyson Fury is fucking smart too. He can hit like a fucking train. But I think Usyk, that man is just on another level. He's seen things, okay? He's seen things. He's been in war, literally.
So then my question is, right, since we can kind of relate it, we kind of went on a little boxing tangent.
Yeah.
If you get these 4 fights, rank these 4 fights, you have Crawford and Haney, right?
Crawford and Spence.
Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Crawford and Spence. Garcia and Davis. Joshua and Wilder. Usyk versus Fury. Which one of those 4 fights would put them in order? I want to see what this. And then I'll give you what the 4 I want to see after as a casual fan of.
Okay. I think number 1, I would take Crawford versus Spence, just because that fight has been long overdue. It'd be for Undisputed as well. They're both old. They're both acting like divas. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like, one says this and the other says that. They're both acting like divas. So that's most likely not gonna happen at 147 for Undisputed. They'll probably be up at the next weight class without any belts on the line. But it has to happen. It's like Hagler and Hearns. Number 2, I want to see Fury versus Usyk for undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I think it's long overdue. The last heavyweight champion that was undisputed was Lennox Lewis back in 2000. So that's damn near more than 20 years ago.
Yeah.
3. I want to see AJ versus Wilder, but I know that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen for like
No, I'm
probably.
saying if you could for sure have
Okay.
these fights happen, which one would you
Yeah.
want, Garcia and Tank Davis,
Yeah,
or
I think Garcia and Tank is probably the last on the list, just because I like
but that
the other fights more. It's
okay,
not saying that's not a good fight. It's just
yeah,
that,
but
like,
especially when there's more.
it's like, if I feel like it's way more predictable. Like, I feel like Tank is gonna fuck him up, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to get to him. Like,
And
I
see
know
with
that
the
what's gonna happen. Like, where as far as with the AJ Deontay Wilder fight, I feel like AJ has a puncher's chance against Deontay because he's gotten knocked out before.
yeah,
AJ's got knocked out before.
see the
So it's
problem that they have here. The problem with that fight is that what's the risk? You know what I
with
mean?
what?
As far as the fight, like
The AJ
what is
Deontay Wilder fight?
yeah, yeah, it wouldn't be any belts up at risk. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Like what's on the line?
The
That take
glory of being the best black heavyweight in the world. Because that's what it is, really.
that's nothing. As whereas Garcia and Davis, at least they would be fighting for something. It'd be more
Well, I
into
mean,
there's
the fact
more there's
the fact
more
is that, like, Deontay Wilder and AJ, how many years do you really think they have left? They're
not
not going to
much.
be they're not going to be boxing for that much longer. You know what I'm saying? It
That's what
has to happen before they retire. I don't want it to be one of those things where it's Mayweather Pacquiao and it just never fucking happens until nobody really gives a shit.
and I think that's what the point I'm trying to make is that at this point in time, no one really gives a shit because they had so many opportunities to do it when they were
To
at their
you
peak.
casual niggas, that's who doesn't
Yeah,
give a shit.
yeah. No, casual people do not give a fuck about
Yeah.
the Anthony Joshua and Wilder fight because even even if you take casuals like away from it, like I was saying, both of them were at their peaks. Both of them had something to fight for. Both were undefeated. Both could have put it on the line at the peak of their careers, right?
Yeah.
We can both agree that they're past the peak.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we care about seeing Anthony Joshua who's already lost multiple fights in a row, Deontay Wilder who's got exposed and already lost multiple
All right.
fights?
That being said, give your prediction for that fight then. If it's not like
Wilder slaps Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua don't got that dog in him. Wilder does. He doesn't. I feel like Anthony Joshua is just soft. Even though he's big and strong, but I know that's a contradiction.
Ooh, we shooting shots now.
No,
Come on,
no, no,
AJ.
not
We
like
want to
that.
fight.
It is
We want to fight, AJ.
Because obviously he would knock me out. But I'm talking about like when you think about it, Anthony Joshua seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
More like Deontay Wilder seems like he's bloodthirsty in the ring. Changed a little bit after the Fury beat ass whooping, but he still Anthony Wilder shows that he still has that power in it, that undeniable power.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Joshua hasn't shown that, and I don't care. I put all the money in the world. I don't think Wilder would have lost to Big Buddy. Golly, I always blink on his name, Big Buddy.
Andy Ruiz?
Yeah, Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I put all the money in the world that Wilder would not have lost that fight.
Yeah, they were talking about making that fight too, but
Wilder versus Ruiz.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
Boy, Wilder punched his fucking head off, bro.
Why do we think Fury versus Joshua would be anything different?
No, I'm talking about like Wilder
Wilder versus
because
AJ.
Ruiz don't know how to fucking dodge any punches. You know what I'm saying? He's a stationary target.
Yeah. So what does that say about AJ? AJ had a lot of good shots on Ruiz. He just wasn't able to beat. He got gassed. He don't got that power in him. He don't got that dog. Deontay, as soon as he would have smelled blood.
Deontay Wilder has been knocked out before. He has been hurt. He's been knocked out
against
twice.
a higher tier fighter.
AJ's only been knocked out once, though.
He has not gone against a higher tier fighter than Fury.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, that being said, Now go do your list of those top fights then.
Top
Crawford,
fights.
Spence.
Well, obviously, we'll go from the back because I don't want to see no goddamn Wilder Anthony Joshua fight. Fighting
Okay.
for the strongest black man. Like this shit.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that shit. They had plenty of chances throughout their career to put on a top tier fight, and
Okay.
they couldn't agree to it.
So
Whatever.
you think that because they botched it, the interest is no longer there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that makes sense.
As a casual
Yeah.
boxing fan. Number 3 would be Crawford. The Crawford fight and Errol Spence. I want to see it. I just think the other two would be a little better. You know what I mean? I feel like Crawford and Errol Spence aren't as popular as the other fighters on that list. Or well, as Fury and Usyk, I guess they're probably around the same popularity level. Fury's just a little higher thanks to Deontay Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
And
he also does like WWE stuff and shit too. Like he's been able to expand his brand past boxing, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure. And then give me Ryan Garcia and Gervonta second. Only because I do think Gervonta wins pretty easily.
Yeah.
I will say that. But I think if out of all those fights, if Ryan Garcia was to win, would be the biggest upset and the biggest surprise, and it would probably be the most the person who gets.
If he wins by KO too,
can you imagine?
That would be a good ass trilogy.
Yeah. So then that's why it would be number 2. A lot more on the table right there. And then first would be Fury versus Usyk. I think it would be nice to see Fury go against some another top tier fighter. You know, I hate seeing when especially heavyweights. Everyone loves the heavyweight division. Yeah. I hate when heavyweights have to take, or champion heavyweights have to take these boring fights just to pass the time type of thing. We want to see their top tier fights. We want to see two of the greatest, or two people who could be considered some of the greatest of all time go at it in the ring. We don't want to see these little pity patty fights where we know, you know what I mean? That's like the Boston Celtics going against a G League team.
Yeah.
You know, just to say they played a game.
And then also we want to witness history. You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to say we lived through like a Thriller Manila era. Like those people got to see that shit live. You know what I'm saying? Like Thriller Manila.
There might not ever be another Thriller Manila though.
Yeah, Rumble in the Jungle. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to be able to say we were alive during these fights, or that we were able to witness them live. And the companies don't want to give it to us. That's fine. But they're really killing the sport. You're wondering why, like, boxing isn't as popular in America as it is because these promotional companies, they don't want to give you the good fights.
Yeah, that a lot of people, you see why Jake Paul is like an emerging star, which I guess that's a good segue to our next thing. If you want to introduce us into that, because thanks to how these boxing companies and promoters are working, not giving the people the fights they want. Jake Paul has done the opposite of giving people fights people don't really give a fuck about, but they'll want to see, and they're paying top dollar to see it. And
so Jake Paul just signed a deal with PFL, which is kind of like a competitive MMA league to the UFC. It's not really full-fledged yet. You had like fighters like Clarissa Shields sign up to fight in the PFL. I think she's still fighting in there, which she's a boxer as well.
Yeah.
But I think, to add to your point, Thieves, I think Jake Paul has been a breath of fresh air to boxing because he's almost taken like a WWE style approach to it and gotten people hyped up for fights that didn't even think that he hyped. Come on, Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson, yet he still put it on pay-per-view and people ate it up. You know what I'm saying? I think if they threw Jake Paul versus a Nate Diaz, some of these fighters, putting him up against like actual boxers doesn't seem like as enticing as him fighting like, you know, like washed up fighters.
Yeah, for sure. Or
But like
even celebrity.
he talks his shit, you know what I'm saying? He knows how to promote, and he also includes the social media aspect to it as well. So it's like if some of the boxers took pages out of his book, boxing would be on a whole nother level. UFC would be on a whole nother level. You know, I mean, you got Conor, but Conor's like an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? So like,
And with a sport like MMA, it's not like he can do years like boxing can. You know what I mean? UFC takes a bigger toll on your body than
oh yeah,
boxing. So as he's already basically past that point in his career. So what more can he do to promote MMA? You know, he probably got one or two more fights in him, and why would he? He makes more money just by sponsorships and making guest appearances and shit like that. He could
he's been
sell.
talking about coming back. He's been talking about coming back, but
Yeah, but I'm saying one or two more fights, and that's it. What else does he have to
yeah.
fight for?
Yeah, I mean, granted, he probably makes more money outside of UFC than he ever did with UFC. But back to Jake Paul signing with PFL really quick. He's doing like this program where the fighters can actually get like their sponsorship deals. They don't have to go with what just Dana White signed for them, and they're able to get their own sponsorships. They're able to the pay per view. Actually, they get like 80% of the pay per view revenue for the fighters,
That's
which
huge.
is like, yeah, exactly. That's like you don't really hear about this stuff, and like he was taking shots at Dana White the entire time as well, which was fucking hilarious. But yeah, I'm interested to see how he does in MMA because I feel like
So
MMA there's way more ways you can get hurt or get finished,
yeah,
and I just don't think. Um, I don't think Jake Paul is going to be able to adapt to that landscape. So prove me wrong, Jake Paul. Prove me wrong. We want to see you keep fighting.
it's just interesting though because if everything goes right with him joining there, there's a possibility that Jake Paul could probably be the biggest UFC promoter there is. You know what I mean?
Like
Over
MMA.
what UFC, yeah, MMA. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
over what UFC is right now because more fighters make more money, then they might be inclined to sign with Jake Paul. Uh, you know, I just searched it up. The average UFC fighter makes between $10,000 to $30,000 per fight.
Oof.
You think how much do you think Dana White's making per fight? At least a
No,
hundred times that.
yeah, no, he's making money. Dana White fucks his fighters. It's terrible.
So
It's
like,
That's the reason why
so
Ngannou's trying to leave. You got all these fighters that don't want to come back to the company because they don't get paid well, and they don't even get health insurance. You know, so it's kind of like these guys are breaking bones. You know, fighting injured just for your entertainment and just to not get paid shit unless you're Conor McGregor. Like I
yeah.
said, Conor's an anomaly. So that's why I can empathize with Jake Paul and his mission to shit on Dana White because Dana White deserves it. He fucking deserves
It's
it.
hey, Daniel White's been having a really bad year already, and it's only been a week. Obviously, he had that incident on New Year's where
Mm,
he gets caught on video striking his wife, hitting his wife, or they're both hitting each other. I guess it's
and then
not
he
going
went.
to. Jake Paul's calling him out multiple times already at the start of the year. I mean, things are already going downhill a little bit for Dana White. I don't think 2023 is his year already. I think he already wishes it was over.
Yeah, and he went on TMZ trying to
Apologize.
yeah, try to cover it up. It's like, oh, there was clearly some hostility going on there, and
Have you ever seen that video on? It's like when that dude's trying to sing to the judge that he's sorry.
no,
You haven't seen it?
no.
But it just reminded me of that because I'm like, bro, you know what you did. They were trying to play it off. She's like, it was both sides, this and that. Like, it kind of looked like he was just beat your ass. I don't. I might be wrong, but it just kind of looked like his ass was slapping her around. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they were drunk. Stuff happens. It's just like it's so crazy that like they let that shit get caught on camera, and they didn't
Bro, I
like.
mean, they're at a huge sporting event.
I mean, they were in like Mexico or something like that. It was like New Year's
Were they?
Eve or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like New
where did this
Year's
happen
Eve.
at?
It was like New Year's Eve, and they're in like Cabo or something like that. And they were just in the club, getting tipsy.
Oh, they were just at a club. Okay, bro.
Yeah, like,
For some reason, they looked like they were at like a sporting event.
they're in a club getting tipsy. Things happen. And he went on TMZ to do damage control. I'm just like, y'all motherfuckers about to get divorced. We could clearly see some more shit was going on. So it's okay, Dana. It's okay. We know that we're gonna throw some good events this year. Hopefully, Jake Paul doesn't put you out of business.
But, I mean, I think it's gonna happen.
Hello there, Your Honor. I wanna say I'm sorry for the things I've done.
that's exactly how Dana White ass was looking just then on TMZ trying to.
He dropped a whole R. Kelly track.
For real, I don't know what his ass. Boy, they still found his ass guilty. I believe that guy's free now. So shouts out to that dude.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's looking like a rough year. A lot of the big mega stars of MMA are kind of reaching not their end, but they're past their peak. Mm-hmm. And the new age, there's no really interesting fighters coming out that I think could carry the UFC like Conor did, like Adesanya did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. He might be in trouble. Jake Paul gets a few good fighters. Give people fights that people want to see. If Jake Paul fights Nate Diaz, people are going to watch that shit. And, Nate Diaz will probably make more money off that one fight than he did in all of UFC.
Well, I mean, and the thing is with Dana, I can say this about Dana. He does put on the fights that fans want to see. It's just that there's no, like, big superstars from the UFC like Conor McGregor anymore, or Khabib retired. Adesanya just got slept. That was like his second loss actually, and then Usman, he's not even that big of he's not that popular of a fighter, so it's just like, I mean, you got all the Eastern European people coming in, but they don't speak English. They don't know how to promote the fights like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but then, and also, if a motherfucker's making $10,000 to $30,000 a fight, they'd be less inclined. What superstar is going to want to do that? You know what I mean? Superstars aren't going to want to make $10,000 to $30,000. Now, even if they're making only $300,000, $500,000 from Jake Paul's promotions, they're going to take that any time.
Well, I mean, Jake Paul's just handing out money. It's crazy. Like, that's why Anderson Silva fought him. He probably made more from that Jake Paul fight than he did majority of his career with UFC. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that being said, Jake Paul's a real threat, and it's refreshing to see him try, like, kind of flip the world of promotional boxing on top of its head, kind of deal. Even though some of the fights that he makes are kind of weird, like, I mean, I'm glad that he's starting to pick it up as far as like it being more serious. So
but I just looked it up. Anderson Silva made his highest paid fight was $624,000 in UFC. He made a little over $500,000 for his fight with Jake Paul, which clearly has two different levels of fighting. You know what I mean? Do you want to make $500,000 boxing Jake Paul
once?
Or $600,000 for getting your ass beat. And
but that's for his whole career, right?
No, that was just for his fight against against Hall.
Okay.
Apparently he's made a decent amount of money in the UFC.
Okay.
But
it's a good payday though.
He probably had like fucking hella fights just to get there.
Yeah, exactly. And he got fucked up along the way too. Like, yeah, I would say, I don't know. I feel like
some people are saying up to 700,000. I guess they don't have an exact number, so it could be ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I think.
But this is why Dana White's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Jake puts the foot on the gas with this whole PFL thing, because apparently he signed a big deal with them. If he puts his foot on the gas with this thing, I can see them competing with UFC. Granted, UFC is still the top brand out there from MMA fighting. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
you still got Bellator as well. So you got two other competing companies. But I mean,
money talks.
Yeah, for real.
Money talks. All right. So then let's get on to our next segment then. If there's anything else you want to add.
No, that's cool.
Okay. It's becoming one of my favorite segments, Reddit digging, where we just kind of dig on Reddit and see what kind of questions people ask on there, and we'll answer it ourselves. Now a lot of this should be dark, but what is a movie you've watched several times but still enjoy it?
Like as much as I watched it the first time? Like enjoyed it just as much? Okay.
I think I might have to go. One of mine's Infinity Wars. I feel like I watched that shit like 10 to 15 times already. And it's still good every single time. I don't
you like that one better than Endgame?
Yeah, easily. I feel like the pacing was better. Endgame was just so long and boring at times. There's a lot more corny ass moments in Endgame. So it was just like, I don't know. It felt kind of cheesy at times, copped out at times, like all that. There's just more. Infinity War felt like a more complete movie.
Yeah, and the Avengers finally lost in that movie as well, so that was kind of fucking crazy. Damn, I like Kill Bill Volume 1 a lot. I think it's always like fun to watch that movie. Django Unchained. You know me, I'm a Tarantino head, so
Django's definitely a good one.
I'm trying to think.
By the way, this question was asked by Among Us sus _sus 42. Okay. I don't know why that Among Us is supposed to be Among Us, but I guess that's I guess another question. We got the user Piss Glugger. Terrible name. What celebrities do you hate? I know hate's a strong word, but it's in my vocabulary, so I can name a few. Can I name a few? Is there a celebrity that I just like?
Jake Paul. No, I'm kidding. Jake Paul's not that bad. The Catch Me Outside girl.
I think
I don't
yeah,
understand.
it's like
I don't
Danielle.
understand. Yeah.
She's not that bad though, to be honest. She's not that bad.
Yeah, I guess she's not like an annoying celebrity. It's just like, why is she a celebrity? Because she was acting ratchet on Dr. Phil for 10 minutes.
It's true. Became an icon now.
Jesus.
American icon. We could like
But
Tory Lanez
don't hate, right, Danielle? Don't hate.
there.
Get your money, girl. Get your money.
We could put Tory Lanez on there. Like even prior to the Megan Thee Stallion incident, I just didn't like how his ass moved at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Took a couple shots at Drake at some point in time. People swept that under the rug, even though Drake's always been cool with him. It was just kind of weird. So and then after the Megan Thee Stallion incident, just put me on there.
Do you think he did it?
Yeah, for sure. He apologized for it. People were like, he didn't really apologize. They say what he apologized for. Like, bro, he's clearly apologizing for something. Like, she was in the hospital at the time. He was in jail apologizing for what happened. He's blaming it on the alcohol. Like, come on, bro. Get yourself together.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know if I can really say R. Kelly because him in particular, like granted what he did was disgusting. Any pedophile I genuinely can't stand. So I guess there's that. But the way people are apologetic for him.
Yeah.
Granted,
that man.
I'm saying
man.
yeah, I mean if you guys want to, I guess that's your prerogative. Me personally, I don't like that ass. Little pedo boy. Like we've been knew R. Kelly was a pedophile, bro. The longest time. The South Park had jokes, Boondocks had jokes. Like all a bunch of 2000s, late 90s, they all had jokes written about R. Kelly. Why did everybody surprised all of a sudden when he gets in trouble for what he was doing?
Yeah, and then like the fact that people like tried to think it was like a conspiracy by like the government to tear down black people is just like, bruh, no, this motherfucker is a terrible human being. He was doing fucked up shit, and you just gotta fucking live with that. You know what I'm saying?
Another person that's kind of I want to say I hate, but Quentin Tarantino's starting to get on my nerves too.
Why?
I don't know, man. He's just been doing some not scummy stuff, but some weird stuff. And I don't like the way he been taking shots at
like he's like elitist and shit.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like don't go there. Please do not go there.
When you're making money your entire career, you're gonna have a certain jack about you. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But like at the same time, what is he? He's dogging on MCU or something like just action movies in general, just for relying on effects and stuff to sell to crowds. That is like cheap movies, but not in the sense that they're cheap to make, but like
acting like they're not movie stars.
Yeah, but then act like he doesn't have characters that are using the N words and putting up shock value stuff in order to get views for his movies. You know, so people could argue that. You know what I mean? So just shut up, let cinema be cinema, let people enjoy what they enjoy. Stop acting like you're better than anybody because you're not. Not granted, obviously he's one of the greatest directors of all time, but come on, you gotta take a chill pill.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean all of these Hollywood elites are gonna have very elitist thoughts that we're not gonna agree with. You know what I'm saying? And
I guess that's true. Yeah, that's what I say. I don't really hate him for it, but there's just a few that I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, some people don't like. Some people hate Dave Chappelle for his like recent stand-up specials and stuff like that, which I don't agree with. I think they're kind of like some of them were kind of tired. Like I fucks with you, Chappelle. Like your monologue for SNL that you just did recently was probably some of your best material in a very, very long time. But I don't I don't think your last specials have been really that good. Last couple of specials have been that good. But I don't hate you for them either. You know what I'm saying? Like some people hold that against him. Some of the jokes got kind of tired, but yeah, I mean, it's all about whatever floats your boat. You know what I'm saying? Like people are entitled to their opinion, and these are just ours. So don't get upset.
But let us know down below what celebrities do you hate. I'm sure there's some I'm forgetting because there's always some. But we'll get on to the next one. This one is from user Bourbon_werewolf. What is a video game series that you would like to see revived? I guess I can.
Let's go back to that last question.
Yeah,
I don't fucks with the Kardashians. Fuck them.
I could see that. I can see that. It's a very manipulative bunch.
Seriously. And all they like is black dick.
What? What?
They use our people to suck the lifeblood out of them. No, I'm kidding.
You never know.
So as far as video game revivals, damn, what the fuck has died? Like what? I mean,
Fable. I feel like Fable is a game that was like super good. A lot of customability, like you can customize a lot of shit.
Yeah, Fable.
It was like there was so much good stuff about that game, and then out of nowhere, it just fell off the map. And that was one series I hope that it would brought back, especially with the graphics nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
The creation of large scale open world games.
Yeah.
I think Fable could be like something really good right now.
Yeah, I heard they're actually bringing that back.
They've been talking about it for years. Like even before, like when the PS4 and stuff was coming out, they were supposed to make one, and they did that wound up never happening. Then now they're talking about a new one. They just need to do it already. Get it out the way.
Yeah. Some games that like
some series.
Yeah.
Series. I would say Ultimate Alliance, but they've made a few games that are sort of like that.
Yeah.
And it was like it just didn't work out now.
That's crazy that they don't really like make like Guitar Heroes and stuff anymore. They just stopped making games.
Yeah, for real. I think Guitar Hero could still be great.
For real.
They fuck around.
Online playing stuff too.
Oh, another one. I mean, you got Fight Night. Fight Night's another one.
Yeah. I didn't think of that. Def Jam Fight for New York, the Def Jam Fight series.
Yep.
The Def Jam NBA Street series. They should bring that back. I feel like NBA Street.
Yeah.
Would be dope nowadays with all the new graphics. I remember when they tried to do it was the NBA Street Home Court in like a modern day graphics era. That shit was trash. And they didn't make another game since. They're so bogus for that.
Yeah, so those are definitely a few series that I feel
NBA
like
Street Volume 3 was crazy, especially on GameCube. Dang.
I'm trying to think of what else that we used to play growing up that I think would be dope to have like nowadays. But that's really about it. Actually, I'm sure there's a lot more, but
yeah, I mean, I mean, I would say like, um, I'm just trying to think of some stuff that's like was like good like local multiplayer games that they could like expand now that it's like internet era.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything. Only thing is like the Def Jam's Fight for New York series, like just like a revamp of that. You know what I'm saying? Like a remaster. Def
Yeah,
Jam,
no.
Def Jam Fight for New York. People still play that competitively.
Really?
Yeah, bro. They have tournaments and everything.
Yeah, they need to bring that shit back. I mean, that shit's like
They literally pull up and play on the PS2 controllers they got. It's so crazy. I'm like, dang, people still play this game to this day. Professionally.
professionally.
Yes. They have like whole tournaments.
Okay, so this next segment, just pulled it out my ass hat. I want you to rate these battle rap bars.
Oh shit.
So I don't have time to like obviously, because I just thought of it on the fly to edit out the parts I want. So I'll play you a clip. We'll listen to about 30 seconds to a minute of it. You rate what you think of their lines, the quality, everything you want to put into it, and then rate it on the scale of 1 to 10.
Oh shit. Let's go.
All right. So the first clip, this is what we have for you.
If you see South Central, when you see this again, that's gonna be one of your favorite lines. Something to think about the next time you on stage waving signs, trying to be like the only daddy you got. I understand you want to keep his name alive, but youngin, I'm trying to save you from your demise. You said it yourself. My pops was a real nigga. Youngin, that ain't no lie. He was in the business that the system perpetuates from the side to keep us in the condition where we ain't made to survive. But you think he a god? Well, let me ask you this. Would you kill a world and save yourself, nigga? Yeah, I ain't think that was wise. Something to think about the next time y'all thugging, drinking and drugging, hard liquor y'all full of killers. Remember, hold up. I tried to give you the large picture. Hold up, man. He gonna get this work. He gonna get this work.
All right, so I don't know if you want to finish it or if you want to.
I mean, no, that's fine. Shouts out to Lux. Shouts out to Calico.
So we got to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I mean, you can even rate the parts that we weren't able to play because obviously I didn't want to play the whole thing.
What do you mean, like
one to
scale
10.
of 1 to 10 that round, or like just like that?
Yeah, just that whole segment. Yeah.
I mean, that's ghost shit right there, man. That's like probably one of the most famous rounds of battle rap history. But yeah, no, I gotta give that a 10. I can't.
10.
Yeah, that's
So you don't think there's anything above that in battle rap?
I think it's all like God tier shit. Like Jay-Z, they had Jay-Z tweeting shit. You know, you had Busta Rhymes in the rafters and Diddy and stuff going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was talking to his soul that round. But the thing is, like, there's a strong chance. I mean, he choked in that battle. But like it was just so legendary that it doesn't really matter. I don't know. Yeah, but
okay. So we got that.
That's one of those 10 out of 10 rounds right there.
All right, so then let's take it to the next one. I got 2 more for you. Scale of 1 to 10 again. Well, let's get into it.
David Green, free at last. What, you was locked up 5 years? I should beat your ass. I don't give no fuck about jail. I know he's selling dreams. You only did 5. Your code E got 17. I know what that means. It's stated so specific. I've been back and forth so many times, I got motion sickness. This ain't no fucking welcome home. I'ma expose your business and make it well known how you snitched on your co-defendants. The fake ain't rocking anymore. I'm getting so explicit. Karma knocking at your door like Jehovah's Witness. I'm not saying it's the truth. I know you did it. Would you like to see the proof? I could go and get it. Yeah. Let me see this, bro. All that dick eating shit y'all be doing, every fucking battle talking, all that gangster shit. I'm sick of that shit. Every fucking battle y'all talking this gangster shit. Curious about your case, I had my lawyer look it up. Found out you was a snake and the boy is shook as fuck. Before y'all say I made this up or claim it's just an imitation, realize that court records in this nation are public information. You can find this on westlaw.com and justia.com. Do dirty. Type in David Green, 2011, Millville, New Jersey. Now for those in attendance, as I proceed to wrap around, I want everybody to have a copy. So take one and pass it down. Can we do that? Now, what everybody in here has their fingertips on is the motion to appeal from the G he snitched on. It's a bit long to read that thing through, and time's of the essence. So let's say you just go to page 2 and read this highlighted section. Flip it, come on, check it out. It say Kent and Green both provided statements to investigators. Green said that he used a fake Jamaican accent during the robbery to disguise his identity. He also said the defendant fired the gun in the house. At the very least, you need to get punched in your mouth. You's a motherfucking rat. Exactly what the word mean. Your man got 17, the other got 13. But y'all think he hard because he be rapping like he hurt things. He walked the PC yard and was the captain of the twerk team. I said snitch boy. The word loyal never displayed. Betray your brother when it's turmoil, devilish ways. Snitch boy, been stressing every day. You came home in your 20s with a head full of gray. Snitch boy, ready to turn at any moment. Surf let you hear around, you told the world that you wrote it. Snitch boy, but New Jersey is snitch haven. Only thing you ever wrote for Surf was his statement. Snitch boy. This little pussy a disgrace. How you walk out of bookings with some cookies and a cake? Snitch boy, I ought to mush you in the face. You looking like you want to fight. Bitch, you should have fought the case.
Boy, dude, he ended his career, bro.
Buddy was hella salty too. He couldn't even play it off.
Bro, he doesn't even battle rap anymore. That was such a sad moment.
So scale of 1 to 10. What do you?
I mean, I'll give it like an 8.5, 9. It's just like it's one of those things where, bro, it was a cringe moment, man. It was very cringe.
How embarrassed would you have been at if you?
Well, I mean.
You would have stopped
that. He snitched. He got caught up in it. You know, like I'll be like if 6ix9ine snitched and he came back to rap. I mean,
you tried to fight. You should have fought the cake.
Snitch boy. Yeah, cool. that was one of those GOAT rounds. Made it on World Star. Buddy's career. Literally killed Buddy's career in one round.
Okay, so then we got 8.5 for that one. And then we have our last one. I think I have one extra one I actually want you to, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Keep it going. But this will be the second to last.
It ain't no biggie until you sit with Pop. Switch the chop. Look like I got my hands around a swift mop. Then slip the shot. Every time I reach, it's just a different dot. But let's switch the plot. Now I'm in his baby mom's house. I'm about to get the top. She gonna lick the cop. Old school dance. I show her the snake, and then I get the wop.
Shouts out to Clips. Shouts out to Lou Castro.
He definitely has better ones than that. But what would you rate that one in particular?
I'll give that like an 8.5 as well.
Okay.
The last one I said 8.59 though, so like it was like
okay. So the other one was a little better. The other one just had the only problem with the other one, especially when you're watching like the full battle rap, it was like it took forever to get through that, like his part of the round, because like he kept having to calm the crowd down. And he kept so it took away from it. I'm glad that it had like the parts already edited, so we didn't have to watch that shit because it took forever. This will be the last one. So we got the first one you rated 10, second one 8.5 to 9, third one chart the clips you got 8.5.
Like 8. No, like an 8.
Oh, 8. Okay, and then so this will be the last one.
Girl, I got your bitch name saved in my phone under Shane Soon. She a soul snatcher.
Yeah.
I know I could if I would, but I don't want to take your woman. Mama think I'm frontin'. Can use her for the neck, and she got a little kick. I dominate her iron. You'll get demolished like nothing. Your face get punched in. You a dead man. You want to think I'm frontin'? Now I'm up to something.
What you up to, nigga? Now tell what's going on.
Shit looks like the Undertaker coming.
Shouts out to Benji Lolo.
Sure.
I mean, I'll say that's like I'll say that's like an 8, as well. I like Benji Lolo. He doesn't get the credit he deserves and stuff like that, but
you gotta get an extra point for the prop. You know what I mean? For the
yeah.
Okay, so that'll end that segment. What do you guys rate it at home? We'll or give a comment down below what you guys think.
Yeah, let us know if you guys want us to do like any more battle rap content and stuff like that. Always love to give a quick shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Shed some light on that culture.
Most definitely. So I think that wraps up on this episode because I think that's everything we have. We've been shooting for like a good little minute. Unless there's anything else you'd be interested in talking about, discussing, or doing.
I mean, we can go ahead and cut it here. And thank you guys for tuning in. We hope to see you guys on the next one. We're gonna keep this content rolling out for y'all. And if you want to like, comment, subscribe, anything you guys want us to talk about, and feel free to let us know how we're doing. Beebs, you wanna take us out?
Most definitely.
All right. Dope.